OdeeLoccSportsInfo here, back with another vid for you guys. Yeah, y'all, hit that subscribe, like, bell icon so y'all can be notified of this reel because y'all know OdeeLoc keeps it real. Yeah, y'all, I know I'm 5 minutes late. I'm 5 minutes late. I know. But we here now, so let's get to it. The WBC president has came out, right, and basically said that the fight between Keith Thurman and Mario Barrios, it is an eliminator, but it's not a final eliminator, right? So let's share it real fast. Let's share the article on Boxing Scene. Chrome tab. Let's share. Here we go. WBC president Thurman Barrios is a official eliminator, not final, right? Not a final eliminator, but it's a eliminator. And my question is, right? And my question is, why is Keith Thurman and Mario Barrios even in an eliminator anyway, right? In the WBC, in any sanctioning body, right? How could they just jump the line? They just jumped over everybody. Mario Barrios never fought at 147. This is his first fight. Keith Thurman been out for almost 3 years, and they just jump everybody for eliminator, right? So Keith Thurman, he wasn't lying. It's an eliminator. It's not a final eliminator, though. But again, the question is, why is it even an eliminator anyway? Right? These guys should just fight. Do the WBC, do they think that that's going to bring more interest to the fight? No, it's not. Right? We don't really want to see the fight. But it is what it is. This is just what the PBC do. This is just what they do. But like I said before, Keith Thurman is going to mysteriously appear in, the boxing rankings, right? He's going to mysteriously appear, and they're going to rank him very high. Very high. He's going to be high ranked. But I'm still asking this question. Why is it even an eliminator anyway? They jumped over 40 people, something like that, right? 4 sanctioning bodies, 15 people, 60? They jumped over 60 people. This is crazy. This is how you know you could just grease these sanctioning bodies' pockets, right? You just grease their pockets, and, they'll make shit happen for you. They will make shit happen for you. And Al Heyman is behind all of this. We all know he's behind all of it. So let's share something else that I had seen, right? What is up with Udanis Ugas? Let's share this. What is up with Udanis Ugas? Why do he have to keep on coming out, right? Capping for Earl Spence Jr. Why? Ugas, just be quiet, bro. We not talking about you. We talking about Earl Spence Jr. Everybody is, like, shit, I could say it's about 40, 35, 40% of the, boxing fans are picking you to win the fight, bro. Why are you capping for Earl Spence Jr.? Let's see what he said. He said, I respect Bradley and each person has their opinion, but the champion is fighting another champion in a legitimate fight between two of the best welterweights in the world. Please, I hope you don't blame me because that big fight hasn't happened. No, we not blaming you. Nobody's blaming you. Everybody is pointing at this guy on the screen, right? Because the decision ultimately comes down to Earl Spence Jr. if he want to fight or not. That's what it usually, that's what it comes down to because Al Heyman can advise him to do anything he won't advise him to do, right? But Earl Spence Jr. don't have to listen to that advice. Earl Spence Jr. can do what Sean Porter did, right? Earl Spence Jr. can do what Danny Jacobs did. Shit, like Earl Spence Jr., he can do what Felix Diaz did, right? So it got fighter. So he can fight outside of the PBC. He just don't want to. Simple as that. Like the white guy Tom had said, basically it comes down to the fighters, right? In the Terrence Bud Crawford, Sean Porter press conference, he laid it out. He laid it out. It basically comes down to the fighters. If they really want to fight or not. And it's obvious that Earl Spence Jr. don't want to fight. Now Terrence Crawford, he done sued his promoter, right? Now he in a box. Now it's either go and sign with the PBC, right? Get low money because it's obvious that they not paying these guys, right? It's obvious that Al Heyman and the PBC is not paying these guys what they pay Terrence Bud Crawford, what Bob Arum was paying Terrence Bud Crawford. It's obvious, right? It's obvious that they not getting that type of money. Just think about it. Since 2018, 3 years, like Terrence Crawford then cleared 20 some $1 million with Bob Arum. In 3 years, he then cleared over 20 million, right? And that's not counting what he got before he re-signed, right? So Terrence Crawford got bread. He got money. He got millions of fucking dollars. He got millions. He just want this fight. He really want this fight with Earl Spence Jr. And he highly upset at Bob Arum that he can't make it happen. Right? He's highly upset. But he not looking at the big picture. It's not up to Bob Arum, right? Al Heyman, he can advise Earl Spence Jr. not to fight you, but he can't stop him from not fighting you because the decision is ultimately up to Earl Spence Jr. if he want to fight or not, right? Think about this. Think about this. Laura and Canelo. Think about that. Think about how that fight even got, stirred up, how it even got started, right? If you guys was around then, Laura just started crashing Canelo, press conferences, trolling him, trolling him, saying, I'll whoop your ass, all that, in Spanish and all that. Well, and Canelo didn't have to fight him. Canelo was the star then. Canelo did not have to fight Laura. He didn't. He didn't have to fight Laura. But Canelo got tired of his ass talking shit, right? Inter- Interrupting his press conferences, right? And he told Oscar and them, make the fight. Make the fight with his ass. I'm tired of his ass, right? Tired of his ass, like crashing my party every time I have a fight. You feel what I'm saying? That I'm doing my after, I'm doing, the post fight. Um, excuse me. I'm doing the post fight interview, and here come Laura, right? The same thing that Boo Boo Andrade is doing right now. But from that fight, Canelo learned his lesson from that Laura fight, right? He'll never do that again. Because in reality, he lost to Laura, right? In reality, if you go and look at the fight, he lost the fight. The man missed so many punches, it was ridiculous. He clearly lost the fight, but of course they was going to give it to him. Because this was Canelo who had just fought Floyd Mayweather. He's the Mexican, Floyd Mayweather now, and there's no way in hell they're gonna let him lose, to a Cuban. Come on, especially Laura. They're not gonna let him lose to Laura, right? That's why I had 117, 111 scorecards. Come on. That's their favorite number for Canelo. 117, 111. They love that number. But yeah, y'all, this is, so Keith Thurman and Mario Barrios, it's an eliminator, but it's not a final eliminator. But the question is, why is it even a fucking eliminator in the first place? So they just skip 60 men and they just at the front of the line. Even though this is Mario Barrios' first time fighting at 147. Keith Thurman been out the ring, playing his flute for 2.5 years, almost 3 years, playing the flute, right? They come back and they jump to the front of the line. They get an eliminator match. Oh, it's not a final eliminator. Like that doesn't matter. Why the fuck are they getting an eliminator anyway? It don't matter if it's final or eliminator. It doesn't matter. Why are they getting one? But, Al Heyman greased some pockets. And that's what it is, y'all. But boxing is just, just in a fucked up spot, man. It's just in a fucked up spot. I'm kind of tired, y'all, tonight, so I'm about to end this one in about 15 minutes. Tired as hell. Had a long day. But yeah, shit, that's basically all I got to talk about on this one. Udanis Ugas, he's steady capping for Earl when he needs to just be quiet, right? Keith Thurman was right. He is going to be in an eliminator, but it's not a final. But the question is, why they even getting one? So that's all I got for y'all, man. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment on the video, you guys. I'm tired as hell. I'm gone.